Hi guys, as worker follows in the Global Enlightenment Radio Network. We are back on a Friday with your call with your host Chris Garcia, with renowned psychic co-hosting Christopher Fisher, and we do have a very special guest, Sky. As we,
Hey,
what did we
everybody.
call you the last time when you were dressed up, dude? I forgot the name. I can't think of the
Chinbaka.
name. Chimbaka. We have the
Yeah.
guest Chimbaka back.
Hello,
Yeah.
Chewbacca.
Hey, Sky Chen here. How's it going?
So, can you give a little people a bio about you and
Yeah.
just yeah.
So my name is Sky Chen. I almost said Chinbaka there for a second. I am a psychic medium. I do a lot of different things. I read for people. I do energy healing, and I also read Chinese astrology. It's been a long journey to where I came from. I used to live in Asia. I lived in Taiwan back in, 2012 and 2013. And before that, I lived in Tokyo, Japan. So I've had a little bit of experience over there, and I'd always been drawn because of my past lives being so Asian. But man, it's been a journey. I had Lyme disease while I was over there. That's been about an 8 or 9 year journey. Came back to the United States, went through a couple dark nights of the soul, and really was on a path to rediscovering myself. And I've been doing this for about a year now, and here I am. Voila.
Wow.
Welcome back home to America, sir.
I was gonna ask you something too.
Yeah.
When you discovered your gift, how old were you?
Gosh, man. Well, that's a hard question to answer because when you're a kid and you've got this kind of ability, you don't always know that people outside you are different. You just kind of assume that everybody kind of experiences this reality the same way.
Yeah.
And you don't have the foresight to really like say, hey, mom, by the way, do you talk to these people too? Do you see this stuff? Do you understand these adult themes like I do? Do other kids get this too? And so I really repressed it for a lot of my life because I was just so sensitive and very drawn inward and wanting to be off by myself a lot of times when it was so overwhelming, especially in school. Public school sucked because you pick up on the slightest little things. And when you're in a classroom with like 30 to 40 kids and Susie over here is thinking about what mom and dad packed for lunch, and then Johnny over here is picking on his friend Timmy, and then someone in the back is secretly going through depression, like you feel all of it all at once, it gets really draining and really like, oh my God, I just want to have my own place where there's peace and quiet. Nobody's gonna have any sort of influence on me. I can be my own person and just unwind. So there's been a lot of that in my life as a theme here and there, and really coming to terms with that. When I was in college, I kind of wanted to live a certain kind of life. So I wanted to learn how to be an extrovert and make lots of friends. And I got into that, and I really started closing myself off to my capabilities and really just kind of succumbing to the notion of, well, go along with the rest of society, the rest of people, just see what I can get, do what I can, and fill my ego and kind of just go that route. And it led up to a certain point when I was living abroad where my lifestyle, my lack of bearing on my own heart and soul really led me to kind of a dead end, which is where the blessing / curse of this autoimmune disease, this Lyme disease that came upon me that almost took my life several times, really showed me the way when I was too stubborn to kind of find it myself or too afraid to kind of embark on that journey. And I know a lot of us who are sensitive, a lot of us who are psychic, we repress that because we're not sure what to do with that or how to go on our lives and live the way that we're meant to, the way that the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, the oneness wants us or has empowered us with, our endowment. It's big. It's like having big shoes to fill. So if we look at it from a point of ego, it can be really overwhelming. And so I could go on a tangent. I mean, there's a lot. I feel like I've lived like 8 separate lives in one lifetime so far, and it'll probably
Yeah,
keep
it's
going.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy that you say that because I think to me it's kind of like I discovered it when I was 5. And you know what's funny that you said what you said, and it sounded just like me. And I'm gonna tell you how. When I knew I was different, that I knew. I was very young. And the thing that sounded so familiar to me, what you said, that I thought everybody had it. Seriously, I thought everybody could see what I did. And I kind of say I discovered that when I was in probably when I started school, but it hit more when I was in middle school. It really hit like, damn, I guess not everybody has it. And it's funny because and me and my friends, we had this private group, which I told you before we went online. I made a private group, and there was like 300 people that agreed with me because there was this one show I did. It was a total different show. It's a friend of mine, and I came across 2 psychics I've never met, and they had a different point of view. And I'm like, this is crazy. And my friends go, we actually heard you on that show. And the thing that we kind of, I guess, kind of like didn't like each other, but we still did the show, all of us together. I figured that out. They didn't care too much for me. And one thing that I guess they disagreed on, which I know what I said is true. I guess they're still learning. They don't know. And the thing that they said is that everybody's psychic. Everybody has a medium ability. I disagree with that because if everybody was psychic, we wouldn't have skeptics and they wouldn't say that we're devil worshippers. So how can you say that everybody can tap into to what we do? I totally disagree with that. The only way you can have it is either if it comes in your DNA, in your bloodline, in your family, or your near-death experience and you die. Somehow you come out of that coma and you come out extra sensitive. Only ways. Anything beyond that, I mean, you can study. Don't get me wrong. They can study for it. But to be a normal 24/7 psychic, no. They might get deja vu hits every once in a while. With what you and me have, we get hits all the time. It's our day in, day out. We can be awake, we can be raking, we can be cleaning, and we still get stuff. And I kid you not, I get stuff even when I'm trying not to. And I'm like working outside doing something, and I hear boom, boom, and I'm like, I'll get to you in a second.
I can see how
And
for
then
you,
I say, well,
I can see how,
I'm
yeah,
like an
I
open
hear you,
book,
man.
dude.
It happens all the time. You get stuff, but I see how, like, for you in specific, it helps you to see things in black and white terms like that, because you will literally evaporate and float away and be like, where the hell am I? Like, after a while, and look back and be like, how did I get here? So in a sense, that is true, but I'm going to confuse you and maybe a lot of viewers, because I feel like it's both true and not true at the same time. Because I feel like as human beings, we have the ingredients to make a certain kind of soup, but not all of us know how to tap into those ingredients and how to put them together in such a way and boom, bam, access that, turn the key to the lock and get in there. And I feel like those of us who have lived many, 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 many lives have greater access to that, So we see a greater perspective to it from all these collections of experiences. And there is a DNA element to it. You're absolutely right to that. There's a DNA element to it because our DNA, we choose our family as souls. We kind of window shop. We look around and we're like, I wonder what that life would be like. Would this fit what my soul contract is looking to do? Does this fit well? And then we kind of choose it. And the reason that we take on traits is manifest into the 3D reality, which is shown in the DNA codes. It's encoded. You know, the DNA is there as a representation of what kinds of vibrations are going in a loop, because that's really the only thing that allows for physical manifestation to behold is repetition. When you look at an atom, the very structure of an atom is a nucleus, and then it has a bunch of electrons, spinning around it. If those electrons went in one direction only, there would be no manifestation. It would be a particle, and it would just go off on its merry way and show up here or show up there or show up simultaneously, which we are scientifically understanding now too in quantum physics. We don't have to go there, but it's
Wow.
You know, it makes a lot of sense too. I understand what you're saying, and I like that point of view. But the other one, they had this. I'm sorry to say this. I'm gonna say it because they're just totally different to me. They had a stuck up attitude, like they were all that in the bag of chips. I'm like, I don't like that shit.
Like a bag of Takis behind you.
Yeah. And I'm thinking. Then on top of that, they were reading, and I'm not discriminating anyone because everybody has their free will. They were drinking while they were giving readings. There's a difference between me and them.
Flag.
Yes, I'm pure. Yeah, they might be pure, but I guess I don't know, maybe they need to drink to get stuff. I mean, but everybody's different. Everybody's entitled to what they do. That's why when I told them, I said, no, I don't believe everybody's like it, but that's my point of view.
It's good to be skeptic, because I feel like even though there's like a million psychics out there, it doesn't mean that if one person is trying to find a particular like person to or even a particular kind of thing that they want to hear, there's sometimes energetic mismatches, and then it's just not meant for you. I get readings a lot where it's difficult to read people in certain situations and circumstances because that person isn't clicking, or they're not connecting with me in a certain way so that I can bring them authentic information or anything, or especially if they're coming at it without any sort of desire at all, or if they're just kind of curious, or if they're looking for entertainment. That's the biggest kicker. I don't like that, because then I feel a very specific way. I feel really drained, and it's only one kind of way. It's not like being tired. It's not like, you know, I want to go to bed or I need a Red Bull or anything like that. It's a very specific kind of like, ooh, this doesn't feel good, and my energy's getting sucked out of me because it's being misused. And it's not just about them. You know, if I'm in accordance with that situation, I'm part of that experience as well. I have to take responsibility for my energy and how I steer my own vehicle. But, you know, like with people who are skeptical, it's not right or wrong for them to be skeptical. It's understandable why they would be.
Because they can't see it. They can't see the gift like a painter or a carpenter. It has to be something they can see. Yeah, it has to be.
It's inaccessible to them. But we shouldn't just give up on people like that altogether, because if that were the case, I would have been a lost cause a long, long time ago, you know, because I had made the choice that I wasn't going to really face who I am. And I did that for years. I did that for decades. And it bit me in the butt in a bad way at that time, but in a good way in retrospect. And like I always tell my regulars, every curse is a blessing and vice versa. There's no distinction, because it's a profound experience that comes into our experience, that teaches us something or gets us on a path that we're meant to, even if we're kicking and screaming the whole way. I don't want to see that. Oh, I don't want to have that experienced. So a lot of us have very, very different paths to track. And we really should.
Yeah, not everybody's
we really shouldn't judge one another, but it doesn't mean we got to always go there ourselves. And you and I both know that personally.
Yes.
Probably bumps and bruises along the way, tripping down the stairs, as I say, to life, where we learn the hard way a lot. This is where I should place my energy. This is where I should avoid. It doesn't mean that's not good in the greater scheme of things, but I have a physical body. I have physical limitations. I have an emotional body, emotional limitations, and I need to choose where I sail my ship. And it's difficult because in the 5D, when we're looking at the greater scheme of things, psychically speaking, we see everything that's going on, or we have access to see everything that's going on. And we have to align that with the rest of our existence. And that's where you're having your sleep issues, by the way, Chris.
Yeah, you know what? My mind, dude, is forever going. Like, I was up till like almost 4, going on 5, dude. And we were actually talking about, and this is my own personal room. It was called the Chris's room. And I created, because I used to go on my messenger, but I don't go in those chats anymore. I don't know. I just don't feel like the way it used to. So, so I'm on live till like about 4, dude. And there was a lot of insight in there that was validating. It was just like an eye opener. I was like, I knew this. And one of my friends said, you know what, Chris, we need to be careful what you say because you're on that list. I'll probably inbox you what I mean by that, but
The naughty
there's
list.
a few of us. No, it's not naughty list. I'm talking about list of surveillance.
I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I'm just only saying, I'm not going to say where the surveillance is coming from, but we ain't going to go there. Because if we do, you'll know, start glitching and,
well,
yeah.
Well,
and you know what? You know, I'm not even going to go there. But anyways.
It's coming up for this year, man. It's coming up. It's getting more and more visible because it has to be seen. It's going to rattle a lot of people's cages. And a lot of people are gonna lose their minds with what's coming up. Not necessarily a bad thing. You know, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes you got to fall apart in order to pick yourself together in the right way. When you've got, you know, it's like cleaning your house. If you've got all this clutter here and there and there and there and there, sometimes it's easy just to go through and see this stack of papers. Do I really need it? No. You know, this pile over here of clothes, do I need to fold this up? Yeah, maybe. Do I need this in the kitchen? No, I don't. And you pull it all together, you throw it away, or you reorganize it. You know, you let go of a lot of stuff, a lot of the clutter in there. And sometimes it's painful. You know, when I clean, sometimes that's what happens. If I accumulate a lot of stuff in my workstation, I create a certain kind of vibration within that space. And if I change it dramatically, I feel that. And sometimes it's like ripping a Band-Aid off. You know, it hurts a hell of a lot all at once, but it feels really good afterward because your skin can breathe, scab will form, and then it'll start healing properly. You know, you get some, it's like you open the windows to the house and you get some fresh air come through. It's that kind of
and you
might sneeze a little bit because of the dust that's kind of recirculating itself everywhere. But in the end, it feels good. Or like getting sick, like having food poisoning. Like you throw up, you have, you know, bad time on the toilet, on the John. Afterwards, it feels amazing because you've cleared, you've pulled it out of yourself.
Yeah. No, guys, if y'all saw this in the group chat, this is the mask. Whatever displays on the screen like this does the same thing. You can't see it, but it shows the time.
Love those moving monitors, don't you, Chris?
Yes, dude. I'm advertisement, dude. I'm Mr. Enlightenment. I am Mr. Advertisement is what I'm being told. I have a friend that told me, he goes, dude, you're just advertising like crazy. Pretty soon, you're not going to need those fucking T-shirts. And I'm like,
you need like a bat signal or like a Chris signal that you can put out into the clouds. Like you can be like, boom.
You know, yeah.
Find me. I'm over here.
But you know what I was going to tell you? And now that I know you gave a little bit of a reading and stuff, but I got a question for you.
Sure.
The question for you, and I know you gave a little bit on before we went on air. What do you feel or what do you see for me? And you can use the cards. It's whatever it's up to you.
We'll pull some cards. But what I see for you is you've got so do you know tarot? Are you familiar with tarot?
Yeah, yes, I have them with me.
7 of cups, 7 of cups, 7 of cups. You see so many options before you, and it's very difficult for you to just choose 1 or 2 or 3 paths. It's like you want the whole buffet all at once. You want to eat the whole elephant in one bite. That's going to be kind of hard, my friend. I'm just saying. What is Chris? Garcia. What does Chris Garcia need to see and hear and experience right now in this moment of time?
Silence.
This is a big block. See, it's coming up reversed. You are overthinking things. You're overanalyzing stuff. You're
Okay.
over processing. This is what I'm getting to. Fire energy, but it's not fire in the traditional sense of Western astrology. See, I do Chinese astrology, and I like to say, oh, Chinese fire. But Chinese fire is a little different than Western astrology fire. So it's about processing. It's about communication. It's about like closeness, warmth, activity. You're overactive, you're overstimulated, you're going way too out. And actually, the first time I ever saw you on that big extravaganza that we did, guys, if you want to go back and look at that, that was an amazing show, by the way. But you've got too much electronic equipment in your vicinity. You need to detox that. Specifically speaking, in your bedroom, you need to have a no phone rule.
Oh my God! You said the same shit that they told me last night. Oh my God!
Really? Well, I guess someone's got to learn it. Someone's got to get it pounded into them.
Validation, dude. Validation.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
You're very, very sensitive to electronic equipment. All human beings are, but you are more so. Have you heard of shungite?
Why does that
Here,
sound
I'll
familiar?
show you guys. I'll show you guys. I actually have a pyramid.
Oh my God, that sounds familiar. Why does that sound familiar?
Buy some.
Oh yeah, I have some. I have it with me. A necklace, but I don't have it on. But yeah.
This stuff is amazing. It is amazing. It works really well to bless your water as well. The water can help you, but man, this is going to help you so much. Where you're sleeping, no phone, or if you do absolutely need to have a phone, which you really don't, put it in airplane mode or shut that sucker off. You can't have any sort of connections that it's receiving or giving or anything like that. That's exacerbating the issue of you not being able to sleep. I'm not saying it is the core reason, but it is like adding fuel to the fire. It's like you're at the charcoal pit and it's just like squeezing that lighter fluid on top of your issue. That's what I see it as.
Wow.
Maybe you need to have a shungite piece underneath your hat when you're wearing it all the time too, because that's got to be LED technology, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's I just got to be straight with you, man. That's not healthy for you. It's interfering. It's making it 10 times more difficult. Okay, maybe not 10, 5 times more difficult. If you want to get really specific, 5 times more difficult to ground yourself, because I feel like you do attempt to meditate and do things like that. Like you were saying the last show, you try to do that, but you have a hard time with it. It's because of that. Unplug your shit. It's buzzing.
Oh my God.
Or go to a mountain somewhere, man. Go somewhere where there's squirrels and trees. For some reason, squirrels coming up. I feel like that's a totem animal for you. I don't know why. I'm hearing they're joking with me. It's like, because he's nuts. I'm just, but like, go somewhere where there's birch trees. I'm seeing. You like birch, and it's almost like you're apprehensive to be alone. And I feel like you might feel anxious for the first 5 or 10 minutes to be like, oh my God, there's some place I need to go. There's some place I need to be at. There's some people I need to be talking to. But if you have your electronics in the car, like off to the side, when you go to a park or something, all you need is a little bit of time, just a little bit of time. Set the bar low for yourself. Give yourself like 10 minutes. Be like, I'm just going to go. I'm going to sit under a tree somewhere for 10 minutes.
Oh my God, dude. I'm going to tell you, yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you what's funny, because in that little chat we had, 1, 2, I say we had like, I want to say like 6 people, if I remember right.
Oh, the show that we had, it was like,
No, I'm talking about my own personal chat.
oh,
not on Messenger. This was last night. And they said, Chris, what your thing is that, because what I do when I go to bed, this is what I'm doing, dude. I'm like talking in the chat and I have the phone and it's dark and I'm like this. And the light's like this, okay? And they said that the light is stimulating your eyes. So it makes you harder for you to go to bed. And you need to just get a break from everything electronic, because you're extremely sensitive because they have a lot of EMF, and I know what you're talking about, that stone, and you're just being all psychic and medium, so it's profound to where it's harder for you to go to bed. Before, I'm gonna tell you what's funny. I used to go to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning. I can't do that shit no more. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what's going on with me? And it could be the shift, and that could be, like you said, it could be part of, the signs or the phone. It could be, that could be the part, but I don't feel like it's the major thing, but it could be maybe one trigger issue. And then I will say the second issue. I drink this, and you know how, like, when you're supposed to go to work and you sweat, you only drink this when you need to put salt in your back in your body. Okay? I've been drinking it even though I'm not sweating. So knowing that it has a lot of electrolytes in it, sugar in it, bam, it's like I'm fucking wide awake, dude. So that could be one of the problems.
You've got too much on your plate too.
Yeah. Oh my God. That, you know what?
It goes back to what I was originally saying, where it's like the Seven of Cups. For those of you that don't know about tarot, it's about, like, I've got a Chinese tarot deck that I use. It's got a picture of this guy taking a nap, and then he's dreaming about 7 different dishes that he wants to eat when he wakes up. But you can't go mukbang style and just eat all of them and get, 400 times bigger in one setting. You've got to pick and choose, right? Like, you can't eat the whole elephant in one bite, is what I said earlier, right? It's this kind of idea where you want to go here and you want to do that and you want to involve yourself here and you want to help this person out. You want to do that. Prioritize, and that will see you benefit so much more, because you will be able to focus your energy and efforts into one or a few things that will actually follow through for you. Because I feel like there's all these different moving parts that you've got yourself involved into, and they can kind of get halfway and kind of fall back down. And you feel like by the time you take your concentration from one of these 17 things that you're involving yourself with, and then you're going to the next one, going to the next one, going to the next one. It's like a conveyor belt.
It's continuous.
Yeah. Or it's like that arcade game where you've got like the gophers that pop up and you like bop one down. It's like, okay, that's settled. And you go over here and then it pops up again by the time you're trying to come around. You're just like juggling and you're like, oh my God, holy shit. Like, I've got to do all of these different things at once. So I feel like if you get one big hammer and just clunk that sucker, like one of them, boom, that gopher's gone. He's never going to pop up ever again. That's what I would do.
Oh, well, you know what? I'll give you validation, dude. That's awesome. So is that just one card that you're giving me, or is there anything else besides?
Okay, yeah, we can do more. We'll go heavy with you, Chris.
You know what? You can do another card, and then that's it, because I don't want to put too much.
Okay.
Maybe there might be a caller coming in, so I'm just saying.
I've never been read by Sky before.
So,
I'll read you, Chris. I'll read you after this here. So this deck is an archetype deck. It's a thick boy. See that?
Wow.
It's got a lot of cards. What was that?
What is the name? What's the name of that deck?
The Archetype. It's by Carolyn Miss, I believe.
Okay.
It's the Archetypes Oracle, I believe, or something along those lines. But it talks about the psyche and the mind and the state of mind, and also the roles that we find ourselves playing. So what does Chris Garcia need to hear right now? Or can I ask for it? What is your biggest obstacle right now to your growth and to your better placement? Okay,
go ahead. I gotta hear this shit. It's gotta be good. I know it. I could already see it. You haven't even shuffled the card.
I didn't even shuffle, but 2 fell out. Right?
Oh my God.
So you got 2.
Wow.
So you've got shadow attributes coming up. The teacher. You want to teach too many people. You want to be in all the different arenas all at once. And I feel too like you have a throat chakra blockage. This card is actually green or green-blue. I got blue for you because I feel like blue is maybe your favorite color.
Yes, it is.
There you go.
You're right.
It's like a light blue. It's like you like a little slightly neon, just very little bit like lighter colored blue is your preference. And I feel like that's like plant energy. Dude, you need to get rid of half the electronics you've got in that room and replace them with like plants. That's what I'm getting right now. You need like some house plants to lift you up, to give you some fresher air and stuff. Also, you had a few lives. You had more than a few lives, all right, as plants, both house plants and wild plants in the jungle, like tropical jungle kind of stuff. So I don't know if you ever dream. I feel like you have dreamscapes of where you're actually in jungles or like tropical locations, especially when you were younger, going back to when you were in middle school, like you were saying. I see like palm trees and like ferns and stuff like that. But you
Yeah,
have a
I
lot
do.
of, yeah.
Wow.
And I was gonna ask you, what was the other card you said? Can you explain the other one?
This one,
Uh,
there's only 4 of these that come up. It's a blank card. And if it shows up right, it's the light attribute. If it's upside down, it's the shadow attribute. So I feel
okay.
like you've got a lot of gunk. What I feel like is I feel like you've got a lot of gunk around you that isn't necessarily yours. It's not necessarily yours. It's residual energy from working with people that you haven't cleared fully. Remember that gal who was reading you before? She was talking about tourmaline, black tourmaline. Okay.
Yeah, I got
Tourmaline,
that too.
that's
I got
good.
that.
That's good. Tourmaline also helps cancel out a lot of the EMF activity and the electronic kind of stuff too, the chirping and the buzzing and the humming. But you have a lot of wisdom to impart. You'd be good in like a teaching setting where you've got a classroom where you've got like a lot of people, and you would love this. This would be so good for you, where instead of just like interacting with people, instead of like going there with people, people can just shut up for a moment and listen to what you have to say. I feel like that would be a better use of your time. That's just my opinion coming up here, but your guides are really kind of pushing me in that regards.
Well, well, I'm giving you validation. I've been told that.
Yeah.
Other validation. So you're right on.
That's what the
You're right.
blue, there's like a blue green energy to this, and it feels like plant like. I keep going back to like the plant lives that you had, because the beautiful thing about plants is that they get their energy from everything. They don't need to kill anything to live. And the advantage of that is that they can sit there and they can accumulate knowledge. They're wise. They're great teachers of the natural world, and they're the backbone of any ecology. They were the first forms of life to colonize the land way eons back, when we had just mainly like bacteria and microscopic life that was living in the ocean. The plants started feeling like, hey, we can like do something here. And they had millions and millions and millions of years to learn and to evolve and to create a very intimate relationship with the great mother, with Gaia, with the planet. And I just feel like it'd be better suited for you to supplant yourself, pun intended probably, where you can put your roots into a place and really just like grow and like add on and have people come to you to see what you've got going on, and you can share here and there, rather than you like running over here doing this, running over there doing that, being like this little metaphysical errand boy, so to speak. It doesn't suit you.
Uh,
I don't think it
oh
suits
my god, that's funny.
Because when you involve yourself with all of these other people and these personalities, you tend to pick up on the negative attributes of those people, especially their egos. And that doesn't
Oh
suit
my
you,
god.
because ego is addictive for everybody, sensitive or not sensitive, because it gives us a false sense of security, and it helps shield us and blind us really from what else is there to experience. Because you
Wow.
start saying, this is
Wow.
me, I'm separate, like I am not part of the collective, I'm not part of the inclusive unit of energy and conscious awareness and everything. Because a lot of times it's like so freaking hard and painful for us, you and I, people like us, to feel everything all at once. We don't know how to sort it out, which is precisely why you need to stay put somewhere and not really like the fire element in Chinese astrology. It's about like, being a busybody. being really close with people, like networking intensely. I don't feel like that's really your jam. I feel like you liked library. Did you like reading as a kid?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I love
you need to
reading.
get
It
back.
just
You need to get back into that, my guy.
all right. I love it.
Or even
Awesome, dude.
writing. Get your thoughts
That's
down, collect it, let it be like, let it be categorized.
okay.
You're like right now you're all about like processing stuff. It's a little bit different than like extrapolation, or like going into a library and you get this great feeling. It's like, oh wow, there's this establishment, there's this stuff here that's all in one place, and it feels comforting because it's like it took a long ass time to get all that information, all that insight in one place, categorized. You got to have somebody that looks after it, cares for it. It's got this similar kind of vibe that plants have, doesn't it? Like when plants kind of just like stay put, they ground themselves and they grow, and they kind of like use what they got around them to create a structure rather than letting it burn or letting it be impassioned. Like, look at my energy. I'm 50% fire, Chinese fire by volume. So I'm all about, I'm fiery, you know? It's like I'm active and I'm like close and I'm warm. But it's a little bit different because wood comes a little bit before fire in the cycle with Chinese elements, because you have wood, which creates fire. When wood dies, it creates fire. When fire dies, it creates earth from the ashes. When the ashes compound, they create metal. When the metal gets melty, it turns into water, and then water will in turn feed the plants, and then the cycle will complete itself. I'm referring to the Uxing, or the 5 phases of Chinese astrology, if anybody wants to look that up right now. I feel like you'd dig it too. So maybe later we can look at your Chinese astrological chart too. It should be interesting.
Awesome. I love it. You want to get a reading from him, Christopher? He did amazing with me.
I know that was like, that was a lot. All right, Chris.
You have a lot going on, Chris. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Dual
That's
Chris.
crazy.
Chris squared.
The Mighty Man and Chris Garcia, the psychic.
So I'm getting with you. Are you big into like Marvel comics?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting right away. It's like I see yellow and red, like a yellow and red suit. What's that?
Know that's Mighty Man.
Oh, that is who it is? Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you. All right. I just have to ask because I'm not really into that stuff, but I appreciate people who are into that stuff. And especially, that's kind of interesting because we were just shuffling from the archetype deck. Superheroes are all about archetypes. What character am I? What role do I play? You love theater. Were you in theater, or did you want to be in theater, Chris?
Well, I'm starting to figure out I have those type of abilities.
Mm-hmm. I'm feeling like when you were in high school or when you were in school, like you really liked plays and musicals.
Yes.
Did you see them a lot? Like I actually played in the pit orchestra. I was a musician for
I used to watch them all the time when I was in high school. The school drama team.
I'm getting Hello, Dolly.
Wow.
Did you like that one?
Yes.
Yeah. I played in that one too. Hello, Dolly. Hello. That's a good one. Man, you're taking me back. That's way back. I'm getting nostalgic. Cheeseburger just came up. Was that you who was thinking about cheeseburgers? Somebody likes cheeseburgers.
Me.
You
ask Chris how I feel about him. Just ask. I dare you.
Okay, Chris. How does he feel about cheeseburgers?
He loves them.
I'm seeing like the juiciest, most delicious, and you like them simple, Chris. You don't like all that extra stuff on top of it, like tomato, lettuce. No, you like a nice, whole, all-American beef patty with plenty of juice, and you like it to have that flame-broiled taste, but not too strong. And you ever toast the bun? I feel like if you toasted the bun, it would taste even better.
I can't cook, so I have other people do it when I have the chance. I like and you know how many patties I like? You'll freak out.
Oh gosh.
3.
That's what I was getting. Yeah, I was going to say 3 or 5. I think you'd want to get away with 5 if you could, but that would be too hard because you couldn't open your mouth wide enough.
Oh, that's how I measure people's trap.
It's like, oh, he's got a 3 patty mouth on him. He's got a 2 patty mouth on that guy.
I have 3 and 4.
Oh my
That's awesome.
gosh.
The unit of measurement, the hamburger way. I love it.
That's amazing, dude.
You won't.
Wow.
You won't believe what country I'm drawn to.
Does it start with an A? I'm getting Armenia right now. I don't know what that's about.
That's going to be interesting because another place I'm drawn to is in that part of the world too.
Really? Middle East?
Monaco.
Oh. Monaco.
You know where that is?
Monaco. Is that in Europe?
Yes.
Yeah, that's in Europe.
Southern Europe, like Armenia is.
Armenia's Armenia's kind of in it's close by Turkey, close by Syria, well kind of. Close by like the Caucasus.
It borders Turkey and Azerbaijan.
Really? Okay, so that's why I'm getting that. You know, have you heard of the musical instrument, the duduk?
That's where
duduk.
Armenia is.
Yeah.
Monaco is the south of France.
Okay.
Principality.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Well, I feel like you had a past life there with the France thing, but I'm not sure what the connection is with Armenia. But duduk is an instrument that's carved out of a reed. It's an ancient instrument, and if you watch movies, it's oftentimes featured in like sad scenes. You'll know the sound immediately. It's D-U-D-U-K. If anybody who wants to look it up, but it's a gorgeous instrument. But that came up right away, and those are exclusively made from reeds that grow in Armenia. I've always wanted to get one of these.
I'm gonna look at the server.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's crazy.
there's a cheeseburger with your name in Armenia.
You know what? That's crazy. We do have a caller 832. Your caller 832. Unmute yourself. *6. You're live.
You're on the air.
You're on the air. If you unmute yourself, no, it still shows muted. So I don't know. I'll wait till they talk.
Oh, there we go.
I can't hear shit, dude.
Hello.
Hi, guys. Sky.
Hello. How's it going?
All right. I have a question that I have been an answerer since 1984. And I'm serious. And hopefully I finally get an answer. It was Christmas Eve, 12:01 at night, and my phone rang. I picked it up, and the person on the other end of the phone said, "Hello, Ramona. I love you." And at first I thought it was like a prank call or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Who is this? You know, come on, is this a joke?" And then the person said, "I love you." And then they hung up. I want to know who was that person. It has haunted me all these years.
You were in Syria. Is that what you were saying?
No, I was in Oakland, California.
Oakland.
And it was Christmas Eve I guess Christmas morning, because it was like 12:01, 12:05, very close to striking over into the next day. And I got that phone call.
Okay.
And it was weird because I was doing past lives and going through some things when the phone rang.
So when I was talking about the Middle East and Syria, did you have a connection to that? Did you feel something there?
Yeah. I did.
So this is what I feel it's connected to, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this. You might not want to know what this is about, but I feel like someone was murdered. And they were looking to get in contact with somebody right before, and they knew that someone was going to come. It feels like a hit. It feels like they knew they were going to get offed. It was their time, and they wanted somebody to know. They wanted somebody to hear this message to their loved one that they could never, that it's like an unrequited love kind of thing. It's heavy stuff. I feel like it's mafia related, like it's a crime syndicate related kind of thing.
Wow. And that would make sense to me.
Does it?
Yeah, because
It's like they wanted.
I mean, okay, because I never, I mean, it's haunted me since then, and I'm wondering who is this that is
Because you
loving me?
feel you feel the breadth of the situation. You feel the weight of that situation.
Okay, now my husband, who I met in Rome, he had an uncle, and when we got married back in New York, that uncle was involved in the mob.
Okay.
He had a big mouth.
That's what it is. You don't have to say anything, but that's what it is. This person wanted somebody to hear their true feelings before they left this world, and they knew it was coming.
Oh my God.
I'm getting like 15 minutes after they called you, someone came in the middle of the night and they did it real clean.
Oh my God.
I'm getting goosebumps too, because this soul that reached out to you has been wanting this to be wrapped up so that they can move on. And thank you so much.
Oh my God. Okay.
You just feel a release right now?
Yeah, I do. And I feel this unbelievable sadness. And that would explain why I haven't been able to find this uncle in my search.
Bless his soul.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was weird. Well, thank you. I mean, I got an answer finally after all these years. Is there anything else you can tell me?
What would you like to?
Don't hold back. Don't hold back.
Okay.
I'm not the one
Well,
to hold back.
that's just an awful lot. I feel like he's really, really relieved that this finally clicked. And that's you're a spiritual person. You're not religious by any means necessarily. I mean, you believe in God and whatnot. You grew up, I'm hearing like traditional Catholic. You're not particularly drawn to that or whatever, but you are very spiritual and you have a relationship with God, which is why this message chose you, because you're receptive to it. You wouldn't throw it away like anybody else would. 1984. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
sometimes the Lord works in mysterious ways is what I heard. I'm not particularly religious, but that's going to connect with you. I heard Saint Anthony too. Are you looking for something that you've lost, like a physical item, like a book or something?
Yeah. I'm looking for my house keys, and I haven't been able. I know they're here somewhere, but there's a little trickster in the house that does things, and he's hidden it. It has hidden it very well.
Is this a pet
so I
of
quit
yours?
Who's the trickster?
Yeah, the trickster.
I would like it to be a pet, but I believe that it's something else, because lately, every time I set something down and I go to get it, it's not there. So I started saying, "Get thee behind me, Satan, in the name of Jesus." And all of a sudden, there it is again. So
I don't feel like it's necessarily evil, but it's I get like a parrot or like a bird, like a cockatoo or something like that spirit that's just being mischievous. I feel like it's under a dresser.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's
okay. I'm gonna give that a check out. because
You
I
have a
haven't
rather
pulled that.
you have a rather large house, yes?
Yeah, it's large for me. It's like 3 bedrooms.
Okay. It might take a while, but you'll find it. It's under a dresser of some sort. It's like a rather large, it's heavy, whatever this is. It's like
Ah,
solid wood. And there's like fancy, I see like fancy little like, you know how those old-timey bathtubs have those like animal feet looking things on the bottom?
yeah,
It
yeah.
has it. Do you have a like a closet, or like not a closet, but like a structure that holds things like a curio cabinet or something like that that has those?
Actually, I do. It was an antique. I
Okay.
decided to redo it and split it in two. But it was the kind that you have dishes and the on the top part of it, and then the bottom part as drawers.
Mhm.
And it's in my bedroom, and I have not looked behind it. The other part of it, I did pull away from the wall and look, thinking they might have slid down. But I definitely checked that
Yeah.
the other half.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Well, that's so cool. Okay.
Open your
Anything else?
windows. Open your windows once in a while. I feel like you need to let a breeze come through. And do you ever use scents or like sage or anything like that to kind of clear
Um,
the area?
yeah. Sometimes I do. I haven't used sage in a while, but I do use scented candles.
Okay.
Um,
I'm hearing sage and white cedar. Go to a store like a metaphysical store or an incense store and get yourself
okay.
some white cedar, and then
Uh-huh.
hang that above every entrance to the house, like the front door, the back door, the side door, the porch door, wherever your house and the outside world meet, hang it right above there, like a little sprig of white cedar.
Okay. I can actually go out into my yard and break some twigs off
That's
of the
gorgeous. You
cedar.
have it right there. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else? Is that it?
I
think
feel
so.
I feel like you've got a specific question.
No, actually, that call,
That
because I'm saying, wow, I'm surrounded by all these psychics, and I keep forgetting to ask this question. And so
I'm glad you
it's
did. That's powerful. I wasn't ready
it's
for that.
it stuck with me all day, and I was hoping someone had a show tonight so that I could ask, because it was really pressing on me. And that's good, because now I kind of know, and I can stop searching.
Thank you so much. That feels so great. It feels so great. So
And
1984 is a long time.
yeah, it is, and it's a long time to feel haunted and wonder. Did I? I should have took it. By the time I realized the person was serious, they hung up.
Well, you're a very loyal soul. You don't give up on anybody or anything that you place your heart into. And that's a huge trait. That's a wonderful trait to have. Look in the mirror today and tell yourself you love yourself because of that trait, and you love having this in your heart, having this connection to God, to spirit.
Well, I will do that, and thank you so much, Sky, for your insight.
Thank you for
Truly,
calling.
thank you.
Thank you.
You guys have a good evening now.
Thank you.
too.
Let's see. We do have 203. 203. You're on the air.
203.
203.
Hello.
Unmute.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Hi, Chris.
Hi,
Christopher.
Stacy.
I'm doing
Hello.
fine. Hi.
So how can we help you tonight? Or how can Sky help you?
I guess whatever he picks up.
So you're a little apprehensive about going there because you kind of want to know, but you kind of don't want it to be on a public forum, is what I'm getting. So you're kind of in a middle ground. So I'm not getting anything necessarily like really clear right away, but you've got some sort of feeling about a person that you don't really like. You're wondering if do you know this person, Chris?
I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying
Okay.
shit.
And you're wondering if you can trust yourself. Yes, you can trust yourself. It's a hard pill. I want to be graceful with this. Sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow with
That's funny.
what we're picking up.
That's
But
funny.
this gentleman, if you want to call him that, does not have your best intentions at heart.
Okay.
And the environment that you're in, kind of why you're reluctant. Like you want to go there, you want to reach out, but you don't, because you don't want to expose anything about yourself. So I'm just saying that's part of what I'm picking up. And as a psychic medium, I can get clearer information when we connect with one another a little bit more. So I'll offer it to you. If you'd like a private reading, reach out to me on my social media. It's Sky Chen on Facebook. We can talk about the specifics. It doesn't have to be public or on the air and have tens of thousands of people watching, because I am picking that up, and that's fine. That's fine. We don't have to go there. I will draw a card for you though about the general situation, and it is going to resonate with you without me having to go into the specifics, okay? Because I feel like you would appreciate that in this time and space. Is that accurate? Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. What's your first name? Let me ask the cards here.
Stacy.
Stacy. What does Stacy need to hear and see right now? You want me to shuffle it 3 times? Because this kind of anxiety that you feel leads you to be like you want to complete things, or you want everything to be like 150% certain before you take a step. That's the kind of feeling I get. Like you're a very cautious person in this time and space.
Very.
And it's not really who you are.
No, it's not.
There's some blocked energy here. This is the 9 of Wands. So I don't know if you're into tarot. There's a lot of fire here too, a lot of emotions. I'm picking up on like Aries energy, fire energy, like in the traditional sense. We're not talking about Chinese fire this time. We're talking about Western astrology fire. So I feel like you're blocked. You're blocked at wanting to actually do what you want to do. And you feel this warrior inside of you that's chained. That's what I'm seeing. This woman with a sword who's chained. Like in a dungeon, in a cell. You see a window, so you know there's the outside. You're not completely sealed off, but you're like, oh gosh, how did I get myself into this situation? How am I going to get out of this situation?
Makes sense.
Yes, it does. And it's not exactly a light matter either. There is some seriousness to this. There is some danger to this. And you're aware of that. You have anyone that knows your situation?
Oh, I would say family and some close friends.
You have to be brave. You have to be brave in this time. You can be brave and smart at the same time, because so often in the past when you've been brave, you make it overt, you make it visible. And at this point in time, you're afraid that the bravery you act upon is going to be too visible and too clear to the point that you're going to get punished because of it. This is some major, major toxic, gaslighting, narcissistic, violent stuff.
Wow.
And is that the person that I'm around, or is that myself?
How to answer this? It could be both, but the thing is, you're at such a place now where sometimes when we've been around a person for long enough, their Their ways of thinking, their sickness is contagious. To the extent we start believing their stories, we start believing their narratives because we love them unconditionally, and they take advantage of that from us. Because
yeah, I could see that part, yes. But as far as being
so the
a
way,
narcissist, it's not me. That's not my nature, and that's how I haven't been. I
right.
try to,
The reason
you
you
know,
ask that, the reason you're asking that though, is because you've been gaslit to such an extent that you're not comfortable just saying, this is how I feel and this is my truth right now, because you're going to be picked apart every single time you present that. And
well, that's
especially
the
when,
thing. I don't,
you know,
like speak out for myself. I don't,
that's against your nature. That's against your true
yes,
nature because you are fiery, okay? And you have a powerful voice. You're meant to be a communicator. I feel like you would be an excellent public speaker to the masses, like some sort of like social worker that I feel like that really calls you, where you can work with like greater communities and initiate and put word out into the public officially in that kind of a way. I feel like that would be your kind of jam where you'd want to like
yeah.
work.
See, what I want to do, I want to teach. I want to learn, spread out the knowledge.
Mhm.
Um, of what, because what I seek is a lot of, extreme knowledge. I'm constantly want to, learn things, constantly going. And as far as what you were saying earlier of not coming out, yes, I'm very hesitant to come out in the, on social media, public and everything. There's something holding me back from it,
Mhm.
but I have made steps towards it.
Absolutely. But I'm trying to say the defensiveness that you feel energetically, because you are a smart woman.
Mhm.
Um, be careful about what you convince yourself of too, as
Oh
far
yeah.
as it obfuscates the truth. I've been there, because you're afraid of the backlash and the negative attention it will bring you because you're not exactly sure how to go about that. And also because you're annoyed at it. Because when you go, you just want to go and do your thing. You don't want to have to like chop through the weeds. It's like if you want to, I'm seeing like a jungle scene where you're walking through it, but you need a machete and you're like, oh God, all these vines. Why? Like I'm expending all my energy just weed whacking when all I want to do is just pile through. I just want to get to my destination because I know it's there. I see it through the thicket. You need to get some advocates. You need to get some people on your side. And I feel like your sense of distrust because of this person's influence in your life for many years, they have
Oh
convinced
yeah.
you.
I gotta say I do have trust issues. Yes. Um, I'm very protective of myself, my family, my friends.
Mm,
I do have, like I said, I do have trust people. I'm very cautious to like to certain extent. I'm the type of person will be sitting back and watching, not speaking, just watching, observing, and listening.
mm-hmm. It
And
intimidates people.
that's how I am. I'm quiet. I just stay back. I listen, and that's it.
Mm.
And then when I need to have that time where I need to speak, that's when I do speak.
And
Mm-hmm.
people are very challenged by that. You know why? Because you can cut through the bullshit. You can cut
Mhm.
through the falsity in things without, and it's not necessarily like you trying to push it or shove it in people's face, but you reflect it back to them and they can't take what they dish out. It's a classic case. Take your own medicine.
Mhm.
No, I don't want my own medicine. So the blockage for you, the thing that you are learning to overcome is to appreciate yourself enough so that whatever they think or however they react doesn't affect you, but your life still, like it feels like you're still connected to them in unhealthy ways, much less than
Mhm.
before. But okay, cord cutting ceremony, I would do that.
Oh, I do that. I do that.
Mm-hmm.
I do the cords. I cut my cords on everything. When I don't know if you've already picked up, what my abilities are either, but when I do, to do my things that I do cut cords of everything.
Hmm.
I'm making sure I'm protected, and I know I'm highly protected. So when I go and do, you know, what I do, I make sure I return their energy, take my energy back, cut cords and everything. I'm a firm believer in that.
Hmm. So keep on trudging. It's fine if these people left and right fall from you in your life. It feels a little daunting, and it feels a little like, oh gosh, like it's all happening all at once. And that's what kind of holds you back a little bit. It's a subconscious thing. It's not a
Mhm.
bad thing. Um,
Mhm.
it's overwhelming. I can understand when
Oh
so many
yeah.
when so many people fall by the wayside. But just trust that when these people drop and when these people vibrate out of your life, it leaves a space for new people to come in that are much more better aligned to you and can support you in the ways that you need. So
Oh, exactly. Yes,
keep on
and
doing that too.
it's funny that you say that because I preach that to people too. What you just said.
Mm-hmm.
So I do say that.
Mm,
People come and go in our paths for reasons. They leave for reasons, and I'm a firm believer of that. They're here to
absolutely.
show us. They're here to show and teach us things, and then they're not. Some may stay because there's still, more teachings to do and more learning to do, and there's some that already have to go because the teachings already were done.
Mm,
And then there's some that are there to do harm too, but it's a lesson
Mhm.
that you learn.
Yes.
And believe
A
me,
le-
I'm going through that. Yeah, and I'm going through that
yes.
shit, but it's okay because you already know where we're going with that. But it's just that
Yeah.
I put so much pure heart to everything, and and it's okay because you know what? I let God take care of it, and I'm like, you know what? I'll put my part and meet halfway, and I say, I'm not gonna do any harm to no one because it comes back to you. So
mhm.
I said, you know
Yeah.
what? They'll deal with their own crap, but sooner or later they'll come back and say, Chris, well, I've been hurting you, or you know what I'm saying. But it's okay because
Yeah. Well, I believe in the karma. You put out
mm-hmm,
that karma is going to come right back at
I believe in
exactly.
caramel on Sunday.
you.
uh,
Yep.
but then, but
Maraschino
yeah,
here.
yep, that's amazing.
You're
But
doing amazing.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're doing very well. You're doing amazingly. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. And it's so hard for me right now to not tell you things what I'm getting on you because I try not to do that, and Chris knows that.
Mm.
It's okay, but we can do that one day. Please, I can add them to the
Yeah,
chat. I
yeah, that
might
would be
even
great.
add you if you want to be into the chat. It's a different chat. I might even add you tonight if you're not busy. If you are, then I can just send you the link, and if you want to come in, it's up to you because you have a lot of knowledge to share. And I'm picking that up from you. You have a
Oh,
lot.
yes.
He has a lot of knowledge that he needs to share,
Yes,
and
he does.
I feel that you need to express yourself more because I think with you're giving the guidance, but there's something that's holding you back, and you're like, where do I begin? Well, it's time for you to shine and let that wisdom come out. You have so much wisdom, and I mean, you're like an old soul, dude. I'm serious. You're probably as old as me
As
because I
old as
have,
me as well.
yeah, and I can feel that from him. It almost seems like family to me. I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of my siblings in the past life, which we all know who that was. But
Yeah.
he doesn't. But yeah, but you have any other questions for him, Stacy?
I guess if you could come to the chat, I could tell him more. I mean, I don't want to hold up, the show, and I want others to have their chance to call and talk. But it would be great if he comes to the
Yeah,
chat and we could speak.
yeah. Okay, well then I'll send him the
But I
link
know,
tonight.
like, also, I don't know why I'm picking up, but I'm just going to say this. He has a project that he's working on. He has to finish it and get it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Are we talking about me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
talking
talking
about
about it.
you.
Oh,
Yes.
sure. I mean, that's why we're here. That's why I'm
Yep.
here.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
If you have a project that you have to finish and get it out.
Okay.
but we can. I'll add you to that chat, and I'll send it to you later.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And thanks, Stacy, for
Well,
calling.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thanks for
thank
calling.
you. And thank you, Sky. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Nice
Thank you for
meeting you.
calling.
Thank you.
We
Bye.
do have. Oh no,
203.
oh no, it's 314. That was first, I think.
Yep.
314.
314.
Hello.
Yeah, 314. Oh, I don't know who's first. Now I'm losing my mind.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh,
How's
Well,
okay.
it
I
going?
didn't
Sorry.
know who was
Yeah,
first
I
keep
either,
didn't.
but
flipping the
It's
it
okay.
caller.
It's
said
okay.
unmute.
It's okay. Sorry. It's okay. We'll just hold on with the caller because I wanted to take a break, but I know we can't do it right now, so we're not gonna leave it on the people. But go ahead, Amanda. So what is it you wanted to?
So, hello, Sky. This is Amanda. How are you?
Hey, Amanda.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. No, I was actually just listening to what you guys were saying, and you really, truly are amazing. And I was just calling to see what you got on me. Anything general doesn't really matter. I don't have a specific question because I probably have a million of them that I can't think of right now. So general would be
You
fine.
have a million that you. Okay. Well, I'm getting the color black for whatever reason. And I'm feeling like, are you familiar with like the chakras? Do you I feel like you've been introduced to some yoga here and there, but you haven't really like gotten into it fully, but you are interested in it. There's a reason why you're drawn to it, because I feel like it would be it would be a really good thing for you to get into. Because it's like one of the most accessible ways for you right now to work through what you're working through the body, because you need to incorporate your physical body into the type of healing that you're on. I feel like you've done a lot of emotional work, a lot of spiritual work, but you need the part of the body to align, especially with water. I feel like you need to take a look at what kind of water you're putting into your body and how that's affecting you in certain ways. Because there's root chakra stuff. There's this feeling of, am I secure? Am I safe? Is this somewhere I can establish myself with a firm foundation? This is a big question that your body is bringing up.
Well, you might be picking up on my physical self, meaning I know you're talking about in the physical, but I actually am dealing with this injury that just will not go away. It's been almost a year, and it has to do with my my root, I would say, or solar plexus area. It's my back, and it's just been just sucky is the best way to say it. It's like you get the stages where you feel, okay, yeah, this is going good, then all of a sudden, boom, that pain hits again. And then that really throws you off because the pain really takes over your body, and then it makes you non-functional because now you're focused in that pain stage.
Yes.
And then you can't really do too much further because now you just are submitting to the pain, because it's really difficult when it's spine, when it's your nerves and all that acting up. It really triggers you.
Absolutely. I know how you feel exactly. So I got cranberry juice right away, and I'm really getting strong that they're telling me you need to look at what water you're drinking, because there's something in the water that you're drinking regularly that's accumulating in your body and is exacerbating this issue tenfold. Some sort of like,
well, yeah, I don't drink plain water. That's the problem. I drink more like teas and flavored. If anything, it has to be flavored. I haven't really done straight water, which is probably the issue.
Yeah.
Sound familiar. Sounds like me.
Well, cranberry juice comes up because I feel like your kidneys need a detox. Have you been to a chiropractor?
Yeah, I haven't seen him though in a week, and I think that's why the pain is starting to kick in again, because now it's like starting to act up again, and that's because I have to wait for you know how that works in the medical field. You got to wait for all the authorizations and people to authorize crap, so it pushes you back. So right now I'm getting pushed back because of that. So but when I do go to the chiropractor, we've tried anything from acupuncture to manipulation. Now we are trying something that's with the flexing, which is working where it's actually using your own body to stretch out and pull it so that tension comes off those nerves. And but that's probably why you're picking up on yoga, because yoga actually helps naturally flex the body in positions where it's not physically doing harm. So you're not doing like deadlifting. You're just using your own body to work on your posture, your actual self without having to strain it further. So I think I haven't tried that, but I think that's something that definitely I should look into and work on. I really
There's a
think that
lot.
would be smart.
Yes, there's so much coming through. But I'm going to pick and choose what I say here.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of stuff that's interwoven. So the physiological aspects of it, yes, yoga is a really good idea, but I feel like in addition to that physiological component, the yoga is not only going to help that, but yoga means union, literally. And it's about aligning your emotional body with your physical body. And I'm getting big time, it's the root chakra. Even though the pain is centralized in your physical body near the solar plexus in the back, it has more to do with you feeling like you need to be on top of things. You need to be able to know ABCXYZ, like front and back, left and center, all throughout before you can step forward, because you've been humiliated in your life before under the premise that she doesn't know what she's talking about. You didn't go fully on, you didn't understand it fully. Like, let's say you understood something 90%, but then somebody found some sort of crack or weakness and then exploited that and did it in a public way and gaslit you and made you look like a fool, made you look like you don't know what you're talking about. I feel like this is when you were a teenager. Like somebody humiliated you in front of a group of friends or colleagues or like classmates.
I haven't had that happen that I can remember. I mean, it's been so long since I've been a teenager, so I may have chose to block it out because, when there are emotional stressors, we tend to block it to protect our own self a lot of times.
Yes.
So it could be a chance that I'm blocking that and I'm not looking further into my past. So that could definitely be it. But I don't recall anything like that. I'm usually very big on facts, very big on finding all the information available before because I actually have a show here on the network as well. I do Goddesses and Devils, and we do a lot of fact and research before we do anything or speak about anything. And plus, it also goes with the field work that I'm doing. So it could very well be something that happened back then, and for some reason I blocked it out, but I don't personally recall it right now.
Do you notice your energy right now because you're coming at it with like, this is why, here's why, let's do this, like you're presenting it because like the
like an argument in a sense?
Not necessarily, but the energy is like, I need to establish myself. This needs to be firm, right? So then I can stand on it. It's like you throw a rug out so that you can step somewhere first. And you've got this rug that you're carrying around all over you that you roll out and it's like, well, I'm not going to step here unless I really know that it's solid ground. It's that kind of feeling.
Okay, I can understand what you're saying with that. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and that's where you launch yourself into your intellect and use that as a tool to be like, well, no, I've affirmed that this is the way it is. Like you structure, right? Like it's like, okay, this is the logical structure. It's sound here, it's sound there, it's sound there. Okay, now I've got some place to stand on. Now what do you think? It's like that kind of a feeling.
Got you. Okay, I understand what you're saying now. Okay, I understand what you mean now.
Yoga's going to help so much. And cranberry juice is going to help you detox because I feel like you've got bits of stuff like calcium almost. Like, have you had kidney stones before?
No, but I think so. The last caller actually is my sister, and I think she had some issues with that. Me, I haven't had any issues of that, and I just had scans done not too long ago that didn't show anything like that.
That's good.
But there's a good chance that I can be developing that now because I am not doing what's right. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's a good idea.
Both of you.
Yep.
This ties in with your mother. This is like a maternal kind of lineage thing, a DNA thing, a hereditary thing. That's the word, you guys. where you guys are more sensitive to toxin accumulations. So I'm really getting with like whatever you're drinking is accumulating for the artificial flavor of whatever you're drinking. I don't know if you like peach flavored stuff, like peach tea or something like that. There's some sort
It's
of
probably the
artificial.
soda.
Okay. There's some sort of
'cause-
artificial flavor that is really not doing you well.
Yeah, I
And that's
stick to
what I feel
sodas
like the
and teas
cranberry.
and stuff. So you're right.
Yeah.
Cranberry juice, but dilute it. Put like a little splash of cranberry and a lot of water, but make sure you get some decent water. Whether you get a water filter or you get like a Brita filter or you get good quality water.
Okay.
Figure something out, but change the water. The water that you're drinking. Don't drink tap water is what I'm getting, because the tap in your area is bad. It's nasty. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's yeah. No, I live in Connecticut, and yeah, I don't think the water quality, because I won't even give it to my children unless it's out of bottled or
Yep.
tapped, where it's
Good.
where it's been purified, and I'm very selective on
You
how
feel
I
it.
do that as well with my
Mhm.
children. I should take my own advice with myself then. You know what I mean?
Well, we've all been there.
That's
You know,
right.
there's no blame. There's
Yeah.
no blame or shame about it. Really, just you have to decide what you want to do. All I can do is tell you what's coming through for me. Also, the chiropractor, bless his heart, finds someone better. He's good, but you need someone better, because you're
That's
seeing
what I
him-
was thinking too.
Yeah. Just release him lovingly.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's what I was thinking too, because
Yeah.
it seems like I've been with this practice, because this practice has its chiropractors, has its spine doctors, it has all its people within its practice, because it's an orthopedic institution.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like they haven't been taking the reins on getting me better either.
Yeah, they are
And-
more in the experimentation phase than anything, but they're very delicate about that, because they don't really want to shed it in that light. Because they're
Yeah, no,
kind of like
I
scratching
feel
their
that.
heads a little bit and like, oh well, if we put her over here, we cycle her throughout the place. You need to find somebody that's well established, that knows what they're doing, and somebody that you click with and you can just feel is right. I feel like spirit will guide you to this with an angel number. You'll see an angel number like 11, 11, 12, 12,
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. It's going to pop out to you within the next week or two. Pay attention and give it a try.
Okay, yeah, I could definitely. That's exactly what I've been thinking about doing too. I was actually thinking about that earlier. I'm like, these people must not be putting my care in the best interest of, what needs to be done, and just like you were saying, playing the guessing game, and really just kind of like, well, let's just do this to shut her up, type of thing. And I refuse any medications. I refuse anything. You know what I mean? Because that's not how I work. I don't think that anything is just treatable by shoving medicine down someone's throat.
Exactly.
A lot of times that's just their Band-Aid thing they're doing, and
You're
with the
preaching to
Band-Aid
the
thing,
choir. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
down that path for years and years and years. That's part of the spiritual awakening. I love how you acknowledge that and you believe in yourself enough to guide yourself. Thank you for calling. Really
Thank you.
appreciate
No, thank you for taking the time to speak to me. I really appreciate it, and thank you for helping to, ground that idea of me moving on to another practice, because I was like, well, I really like him. He's a great guy and all, but
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
but
I appreciate your call, Amanda.
We
no,
appreciate
thank you,
your call.
Christopher. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Well, you guys have a great night.
And
You
we will take
too.
this break. We will take this break. 'Cause I
Bye.
was been trying to take it, but it's just that you're so into the reading, and I do want to take that break.
You're sitting there like, oh my God, I got it. Oof. I don't know
I
how
know
much
we got-
longer I can take.
I know we're gonna take that breaks. We'll be
Okay.
back, guys. So for the caller, I know we have another caller, but we will take this break. So don't go nowhere. We'll be back on House Work Files on the Global Enlightenment Radio Network. And for TalkStream Live, if you want to just, in case, on Facebook, if you can't hear us, can go on the Paranormal Radio app and listen to us there. And then you can, for the people that are on TalkStream Live, you can reach us at 929-436-2866 on the prompt 522-657-2748. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
Painted on jeans and all had turned 'cause she was the cream. walks in the room. And I get so excited just from her perfume. Electric eyes that you can't ignore. And passion burns you like never before. I was in search of a good time, just running my game, yeah. Love was the furthest from my mind, yeah. Caribbean queen, give her a sharing the same dream. Don't want to stop our hearts that beat as one. Ooh, no more love on the run. I love you, I need you. Caribbean queen, give her a sharing the same dream. Don't want to stop our hearts that beat as one. Ooh, yeah, no more love on the run. Yeah. Caribbean queen, now we're sharing the same dream. And our hearts that beat as one. Oh, lady, my baby. No more love on the run. Caribbean queen, now we're sharing the same dream. And our hearts that beat as one. Oh, lady, my baby. No more love on the run. She's the queen, my Caribbean queen. And you bring me to my knees again. All the times when I could beg you, please, in vain. All the times when I felt insecure for you, and I leave my burdens at the door. But I'm on the outside, I'm looking in. I can see through you, see your true colors. 'Cause inside you're ugly like rain. I can see through you, see to the real you. All the times that I felt like this won't end, it's for you, and I taste what I'm on the outside, I'm looking in. I can see through you, see your true colors. 'Cause inside you're ugly like me. I can see through you, see the real you. All the times that I've cried, all this wasted, it's all inside, and I feel all this pain. I stopped it down, it's back again, and I lie here in bed all alone. I can't mend, but I feel tomorrow will be okay. But I'm on the outside and I'm looking in. I can see through you, see your true colors. Inside you're ugly like me. I can see through you, see to the real you.
Dude, that is amazing. Thank you, Katie. That just hit it right on the money with especially with a lot of stuff that's going on. So we're back on Don's Waterfall on the Global Enlightenment Radio Network. That song just hit it right on the money, especially with what we were talking offline. If you really listen to that song, it shows I see right through you and I see your true colors. Right on the money. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying anything else. But we do have two more callers before we go off air. So we do have, I don't know who's first.
314.
314. 314 or unmute, *6. We got two more last callers, and then that would be it for the show because we still have enough time to squeeze them in because I don't like leaving people behind like that. So 314, if you're there, please unmute. I don't see whoever it is. It's not unmuting. Can you press *6 on your phone? Because I don't want to leave you. Whoever you are, just please, can you press *6? Please unmute. Do you see them? Type that if they're on mute, because I can't. They're still showing.
I can't invite them because I don't have host.
And then there's
I'm
210.
I'm already prompting it on my side, so
Okay.
it's totally up to them to press *6, but I can't do anything else. I'm prompting it, but it's not happening. I don't know whether they've stepped away.
so-
They could have stepped away from the phone.
I'll go to the next
Okay,
one
so-
then, right?
I guess we'll just go to the next one. Hopefully they'll still be there.
That'll
Okay,
be
so we have
210.
210.
They can reach out to me
210,
later once they watch
I
this
know.
on the replay.
In case,
Hello?
in case if they.
Hello.
Yes.
Chris,
Yes, we can
Hello?
hear you loud and
this
clear.
is Alice.
Yes.
I'm calling
Yes.
from
Hi,
2 and
Alice.
0. How are you doing?
Okay, so we're doing pretty good.
I just wanted to.
Sorry.
That's good. Wanted to see if Sky could give me a reading. I watched them. I think it was Halloween Eve with the other folks, and I really liked him, but I didn't know his name.
Okay, well, now
Not
you have a
Chewbacca.
chance to get a reading from him.
Sky Chen.
Chewbacca.
SKYE.
Yes, that's what he called himself that day.
Yeah. What's up?
So, do you have a general question for him, or you just want a general?
Just whatever he picks up.
Okay. Let's draw a card for you.
Okay.
What's your first name again?
It's Alice.
Alice. Okay.
Mhm.
What does Alice need to see or hear today? Ooh.
I guess at 314 they hung up, but I guess they must have
they
been away from
did.
the phone. Yeah, they just hung up. I just looked at that. And if that 314 was if you're listening to the show, you can reach him, and we'll just give you the information so you can contact him personally. And we try to get to everybody, but the thing, I guess, he must have been away from the phone, so sorry about that.
Ooh, we got some devil energy. Indulgence. The
Okay.
indulgence is not your friend at this moment. You feel bound to somebody or something. You're in a situation and you know it's not healthy for you, but you just can't help yourself. That's the feeling, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling right now.
Okay.
A little bit of like embellishment and like decadence happening.
Yeah.
But you can kind of see where it's going to lead. Do you want me to say this on air?
If you want, yeah.
Well, it feels like you have kind of stepped into that realm of where originally was, I wonder what this is like. I wonder how this could be. And your soul kind of called you there out of curiosity and also for longing. And now that you've put a foot into that door, you're like, I like it, but I also feel like it's not the best thing for me.
Okay.
So you have to ask yourself, what is it that you actually want here? Why is it that you gave into your temptations in this sort of way? It's not that it's wrong or right, but you can clearly know, this without any psychic medium telling you where this path will lead if you put both feet through the door.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it will affect other people, not just you. It will
Oh,
affect
definitely.
family members. Right. So what,
Yeah.
can you refine your question? Like,
Well, yeah, I wasn't thinking about that, but all it was a dream, so I really hadn't put my foot in there per se. But yeah, but no, but I know what you're talking about there. But
Yeah.
is there anything else you might pick up besides that?
Well, I'm picking up food right now. Do you like marshmallows? I've seen like
Yeah.
roasted marshmallows, or just like a simple little s'more or something like that. But I'm getting like a marshmallow, like a sugary kind of candy,
Yeah.
like kind of thing.
Mhm.
Are you eating like a
Haven't
lot of
had any in
those?
a long time.
Oh, okay. Because they remind you of childhood. They remind you of a simpler time.
Yeah.
That's where the nostalgia is coming from. That's what's pulling you, because you feel like you've lost your bearings. You're kind of in like just a mode where you're going through motions, and that's why you want some color in your life, but you reached out in unhealthy ways to fulfill that desire within
Okay.
you.
Makes
Okay.
sense. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
like you can act however you want to, but you do realize that there are responsibilities that you have. But I would dive into your dream, dive into this
Okay.
situation. Do you meditate at all? Because I feel like you should start.
Okay. No, I haven't, but I will.
Yep. Set the bar low. 5
Okay.
minutes. And
Okay.
here's the thing too. It's been coming up a lot with my private readings. Meditation is not about, I think of nothing. It is clear. I am at peace. A lot of times,
Right.
letting what's actually there come into the forefront so you can hear what it has to say. And a lot of times, especially right now with what's going on in the world with the energies, we are collectively, a lot of people as individuals are facing the shadow. Now, the shadow is not about evil or about darkness or anything else. It's about those aspects of us that we have shied away from, that we've buried years ago, that we've felt, okay, got to move on. You know, I always hear this in society. My own mother told me this a lot too. She's like, whenever you have hardships or whatever, you just got to pick yourself up and move on. Well, that catches up with every single person. Whatever we sweep under the rug will turn into a giant dust bunny that's going to come out and bite us in the ass someday.
Right.
Joking. But there's an element of this where you have to sit with yourself and let what you feel and think come through, but not let it be your experience to the point where you're observing it, right?
Yeah.
There's a meditation that I did on my page. It's on Sky Chen, where I showed my entire routine. You can fast forward this too. I did a water blessing. So every morning or so, I do a water blessing. And then immediately after that, I do an exercise and then a meditation practice called a Kriya. And I listed the link where you can find that. That is a free thing that's available to everybody.
Okay.
And it helps us place a healthy distance between our bodies and our minds
Okay.
from our conscious awareness, so that we don't identify so much with what we have. See, this is
Right.
what we've been doing for eons. We identify so heavily with our minds, which are just accumulations of impressions across our life, our thoughts,
Yeah.
our experiences, what other people tell us how we should feel, what we pick up on this and this and that, and yada yada yada, and we accumulate it, we digest it, and we think that our thoughts are our own. But if we really examine it, a lot of times, going way back, it's mom speaking, or it's dad speaking,
Oh yeah.
previous lover that used to tell us A, B, C, X, Y, Z. The
Yes.
same with our bodies. Whatever we put into our bodies consciously or subconsciously, whatever we're eating, maybe you need some more marshmallows in your diet.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
It's our accumulations. It's what we have. It's our endowment, but it is not us. Another way to put it is, we have our car, we have our truck, but it's nothing without the driver. So you need
Right.
to be in a place where you're looking at the car, you've got it in the shop, you've got it up on the hoist, but you're not necessarily in the car. You're outside it a little bit, just taking a look under the hood, underneath the suspension, everything, and being like, okay, this is here, that's there, without ignoring it.
Right.
It's like that. So set the bar low, 5 minutes a day, plan it, because I
Okay.
feel like routine is good for you. It structures you, it helps you out. And then
Okay.
you do accomplish it, when you're like, okay, I got 5 minutes under my belt, juice that feeling like a lemon and be like, oh, that was amazing. Whether or not
Okay.
you had a pleasant experience or an unpleasant experience with whatever was coming forth, thank the universe, thank God that it's brought to your attention and that you can face it, and ask your
Okay.
guides, ask your angels, ask whatever you believe in to be there to support you and help you through the process, to be able to do it one step at a time, not feel overwhelmed, but also to just enjoy the process. Enjoy your problems as well as
Okay.
all the things that are good for you in your life. That's going to help
Okay.
so much.
Thank you,
Okay.
Alice.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll do that. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
Yep.
you.
I appreciate your call, Alice.
Okay.
And I think we still
You're
have,
welcome.
so that person at 314, I don't know how much time do we have, Christopher? Because I don't want
It's
to cut them off.
10:44.
And I
Just
know they
turned
have,
10:45.
I know we have 314, so I guess you're gonna have to,
If they come on, we can.
if you're,
I
then
came back.
try to get it.
Okay.
Who are we talking to?
This is Karen from Isabella Daniel Vickier.
Oh,
Hey,
hi,
Karen.
Rhonda.
Hi. So I've been watching the show and I really like the readings, and was wondering if could draw a card for me in just a general energy reading. If you need any background or not. I've been doing shadow work for the past couple of years. I had a childhood trauma, a psychic trauma when I was young, and kind of trying to heal through that.
I can pull a quick card for you, Karen, but because we're towards the end of the show, if you'd like, I'll offer, come reach out to me if you want to dive deep into that, because I feel like it's a doozy. There's some definite meat on the bones with this one. But I will draw a card for you. I'm being drawn to this card, or this deck, I should say. I don't know why I'm guided to show you this. This is Kyle. It's by Kyle Gray. Angels and Ancestors, I believe it's called. Do I have?
Makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of animals in here, a lot of Native American symbolism. What did you say your name was again?
Karen.
Karen. What does Karen need to hear tonight and see?
And then if you need to get a hold of him, Karen, you got me on Facebook, so we can
Sky Chen on Facebook.
He can give you the information, and then and then if you can't find him, just go through my Facebook in case you can't find him, because he's my friend on Facebook, by the way. Okay.
The handle is Sky Chen Psychic. Okay, so the Hermit upside down. So I feel like you're being led to really seek inward, but not only within your environment, but you also need like your own place. You know how like they have got man cave, but what's the woman's equivalent? Ladies'
A
corner?
she shed.
A she shed. There you go. You need a she shed, and you need to deck it out with gold. I don't know why the color gold is coming up.
Oh, I like gold. Yeah.
Yes. Line it with gold wallpaper. So it's super shiny. You got like one light bulb in there. And when you turn it on, you're like, holy cow, I can't see anything. I'm really blinded. But I feel like you're kind of holding back on what you know you need to do as far as giving yourself a timeout from everybody and everything. I'm getting that pretty strong here. You really need to seek inward because you're so distracted, and because you've been like the one to kind of, you've been the glue to your family unit for such a long time. You feel like, oh God, if I step away for like 2 seconds, everything's going to blow up and fall apart and there'll be a huge cloud in my wake. Maybe so, but this is your time for you. Let those people work through what they've got. I'm hearing like your 2 boys. Do you have 2 sons?
No. I
It's someone else then maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have children, and I've kind of been breaking away from my family. Or we've been drifting apart. So it's for the past couple of years, I have kind of been going in to myself more. That's like I said, I've been kind of doing that shadow work.
Who has
but
those?
yeah, I feel like I'm not. I feel like a horse in the paddock, and I just can't find the gate to get out, to get running.
That's because you have such high standards for yourself. You have to, it's almost like you're at the carnival ride and you're like, it must be this tall to ride. And you're like, oh, well, I'm not there. You size yourself up and you're like, might as well not. So it's this all or nothing kind of feeling that's literally yourself getting in the way of yourself. You have to accept whatever level you perceive yourself at when it's actually an illusion, but you have to accept yourself for the state that you're in order to get out the paddock. Now, these 2 boys, there is like these 2 boys in your family. Do you have a sister or a brother who has kids like that age?
I have a sister, and she has 2 girls and a boy.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe she's like a tomboy or something like that, but I'm getting like, if you have a close connection with your sister, I feel like her family is under a lot of stress. This lockdown period has really been rough on her. It's taken a big toll on her. And this boy, I see them as boys, but it's like this one prominent one. He's like 8 or 9 years old. He's got some like slight freckles. He's a little bit of a mischievous child, and it really only came up this year. I feel like she's really concerned about this because she's been wanting to like control him and control his behavior. And it's almost like the more she tries to like tighten the grip, the more rambunctious he becomes. And she kind of spills that out on you. Does she call you and is like kind of grieving about that and kind of complaining to you?
No.
Okay, this is probably someone who's been wanting to come on here. This happens sometimes. Reach out to me, yo. Whoever this is, please reach out to me later when we have some time. So,
okay.
Yeah, but you hold the key to opening the gate. You don't have to be of a certain level or of a certain par in order to let that be accessible. You can open the gate even if you're crawling on your hands and knees, or even if you use your foot to open the latch, or even if you're like half dressed, or if you just ran out of bed because you missed the alarm by 5 minutes. It doesn't matter because this gate is entirely in your hands. That's what I'm getting here.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I
Thank you for
appreciate
taking
your
my call.
And I was going to say
Bye, my dear.
first. Thank you. And I was going to say, can you tell them how they can contact you for personal information, readings, and all the details?
Absolutely. Go to my Facebook page, Sky Chen. If you type in Sky Chen Psychic, that's the handle. So at Sky Chen Psychic. If you'd like a Chinese astrological reading, which I didn't really get into today, That's Revealing Fate Astrology, RF Astrology. My website for both, for any type of reading or service that I do, is revealingfate.com. And it's as simple as that. You go to revealingfate.com and schedule a reading there right on the homepage. It'll link up to my calendar so you'll know everything that is available for me.
Okay, and I was gonna say thank you, dude, for the reading, and hopefully everybody enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
And I guess we will see you next week, guys, on the Houseworker Files and Global Enlightenment Radio Network on the Houseworker Files. And by the way, so if anybody wants to talk to me and Skype, I might even send you that Chris room chat. So if anybody wants to find me, I will be in there. So yeah, you want to come in there? You never know what we'll be talking about. But hopefully, other than that, guys, good night. Peace out.